I'm going to tell you something today that might make you deeply uncomfortable, but please listen until the end. Your life has absolutely no meaning. Do not swipe away. The man who said this was not a pessimist, but Albert Camus, a Nobel Prize-winning writer who died in an absurd car crash at age 44 with an unused train ticket in his pocket. His sudden death proved his ultimate point that the world, from beginning to end, is entirely absurd. But I am not here to sell you anxiety. I am here to tell you that the exact moment you truly accept that life has no meaning is the exact moment you achieve true, ultimate freedom. Have you ever stared at the ceiling after your morning alarm goes off, wondering why you're getting up to enter the endless loop of working, earning money, and paying rent? Have you ever sat in the back of a cab after a late night at work, looking at the neon city lights, and felt completely disconnected from the world? You look at other people's curated lives on social media and feel entirely empty, feeling like you are just spinning your wheels in place no matter how hard you try. In those moments, you feel like the simple act of staying alive is incredibly exhausting. You are not clinically depressed, and you are not overthinking things. You have simply crashed headfirst into the core problem of philosophy, which Camus called the absurd. This feeling of absurdity is not your enemy. It is actually your starting point. To understand the absurd, you have to look at the structural conflict of your existence. Human brain is a biological meaning-making machine. It operates 24 hours a day, desperately asking why you are here, what your pain is worth, and what the point of it all is. But on the other side of this desire is the cold, chaotic, and unresponsive silence of the universe. The sun does not care if you work hard, and the universe will not answer your desperate questions. This massive gap between your loud questions and the universe's complete silence is the absurd. It is exactly like shouting a deep, emotional confession of love at a solid brick wall. The wall will never respond. Every single day, you are confessing to a wall, hoping the world will reward your hard work with fairness or guarantee that your relationships will last forever. But the universe refuses to give you the meaning you are asking for. When people finally realize this terrifying truth, they usually try to escape in two ways. The first way is physical escape or giving up completely. But escaping does not solve the problem of the absurd. It just destroys the person experiencing it. It is like tearing up a difficult exam paper instead of figuring out the answer. The second way is philosophical escape, where people take a leap of faith into religion or grand societal narratives. You convince yourself that a higher power or the universe has a hidden plan for you. But you're just covering the crack in the wall with a fake, man-made meaning, closing your eyes, and pretending the wall is talking back to you. Camus absolutely rejected both of these escapes. He chose the third path, rebellion. Rebellion means keeping your eyes wide open, fully acknowledging that there is no pre-written meaning, and choosing to live fiercely anyway. Meaning is not something you discover out in the wild. It is something you must actively create. Consider the ancient myth of Sisyphus. The gods punish Sisyphus by forcing him to push a massive boulder up a mountain, only to watch it roll back down to the bottom for all of eternity. It is the ultimate psychological torture because his effort is completely useless. But Camus wrote a sentence that changed philosophy forever. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. How can a man be happy in an endless, meaningless loop? Because Sisyphus is totally awake. He holds no false hope that the gods will save him, and he knows the rock will always fall. His freedom lies in his internal attitude during the walk back down the mountain. He is not being forced to push the rock, he actively chooses to push it. The simple act of pushing the rock, the sweat, and the heavy breathing become his meaning. He refuses to let the absurd situation define him. Right now, your daily alarm clock is that boulder. Your commute, your monthly KPIs, and your endless performance reviews are the sound of the rock rolling back down the mountain. You are Sisyphus, but you are causing your own suffering because you expect your boulder to eventually bring you ultimate happiness and meaning. You are miserable not because life lacks meaning, but because you are waiting for life to hand you the meaning society promised you. Society handed you a pre-written script telling you to get a good job, buy a house, and act a certain way. When you drop your obsession with finding that ultimate meaning, you are instantly liberated. You stop asking what the meaning of life is, and you start asking what you want to do today. You stop caring if the rock rolls down, and you start focusing on the present sensory experience of pushing it. The universe is not going to give you a story, so you must write your own. You do not have to be successful or famous. You just have to make choices that are entirely your own. Society demands that you play the role of a normal person, forcing you to fake your emotions and cry when you are supposed to cry, just like the protagonist in Camus' novel The Stranger. He was condemned not for a crime, but because he refused to perform fake grief at his mother's funeral. When you stop performing for society's script, you are released. You can be brutally honest with yourself. The algorithms and social media feeds are designed to make you anxious by feeding you a list of things you should be doing. They do not care about your happiness. They want your attention. Break the loop. The universe's absolute indifference toward you is not cruel. It is incredibly gentle. The universe does not expect anything from you. It will not punish your failures or reward your successes. This quiet indifference means you are completely free to become whoever you want to be. The empty void you feel inside is not your enemy. It is an open door to true freedom. Stop trying to fill it with cheap distractions. Walk through it. Take a deep breath, walk down your mountain, and choose to push your boulder. It is not a punishment. It is the ultimate proof that you exist. In the depths of the freezing winter, you will finally discover an invincible summer inside of yourself.